Gentlemen, today I have come in your association with one of my best characters selected out of the realms of Indian mythology. You are all familiar to that name, but perhaps you don't know what Pratibimb has studied. The invincible character of Mahabharata, who was blessed by his parents to die as and when he wished. This is the only example where a human is to die as per his own wish. But as Devrat to Shantru, the origin of Mahabharata, and Ganga, Devrat, popularly known as Bhisham Pitamah. Sure. I have said you know the character, but not so closely as Pratibimb. Now I am here to aware you the contradictions about that character. The story goes like this. Shantru, the father of Devrat, wanted to marry a fisher woman, Satyavati. The father of that fisher woman, one element at the springs of his daughter should be the custodian of the throne of Hastinapur. And that could be possible only and only then when Bhishma has to take something very drastic to please his father. Devrat took an oath that he will never marry in his life. Strange enough that a character is saying that I will be never enjoying the sexual pleasure throughout his life. The message does not end over here. He also promised that as long as he is living, he will be lied to the throne of Hastinapur. These two oaths itself speak about the discriminations about the character. Okay. And for that, these declarations, these oaths, he was blessed by his parents that Vishwa, you will die whenever you want. The death has no authority to prey upon you. Sure. Good gesture, good example to respect the elders. But still that character is not free from any controversy. To please his so-called brother, he kidnapped 3 daughters of Kashi Raj, known as Amba, Ambika, and Bhalika. And when Amba told him that she is in love with somebody, Bhishma did spare her. But she was not expected by her lover because of the reason of her kidnapping by Bhishma. She approached Bhishma to marry her, and his request was kicked away. And having the protect that I have taken an oath that I will never marry. Amba approached the teacher of Vishwa, known as Parshurama, the authority on the martial law of war. The teacher of Bhishma promised Amba that I will prevail upon my disciple, and he has to marry you. But when he approached his student, Bhishma refused it. And his refusal led to a fight between a teacher and a disciple. The only example in Indian mythologies that has come to the knowledge of Pratibimb. That fight never lasted for an hour, a day, but for 23 days altogether. This is nothing. Example of contradiction. A boy sacrificing all his sexual pleasure for his father is disobeying his teacher for only reason which has no reason. This is just a little example of the contradiction. When Draupadi, the wife of 5 Pandavas, having been lost in the game of dice, was dragged in the court by Dushasana, the younger brother of Duryodhana. Bhishma was one of the witnesses of seeing that humiliation. He was witness to see the modesty of a lady being tortured by bits, torn up by bits, being a grandiose of both and Karyus and Pandus, he could step forward to stop this unholy happening, but he did not. True, he has taken an oath to be allied to the throne of Astapur, but that does not give him the liberty to see the scene of a poor lady to be humiliated in the presence of so many spectators, of whom he was one of them. If there was any compulsion for him, at least he could walk away from that sea. That too he never did. Here I blame Bhishma more than Dhritarashtra, the king in whose presence this happened, because he was blind. He could hear the cries, but not see the situation. But Bhishma, he saw everything, he heard everything, like a toy sitting in a chair. Okay? Oh, this is the one example, a little example I have given. There are so many things still to be reflected upon. In the battle of Mahabharata, trusting as a lion man to the throne of Astapur, he was appointed the chief of army by the prince of Kauru families, Dhruv. No. He accepted the assignment to be a chief of army, but with one reservation, that I will not be killing any Pandu's brothers. The key warrior of the opponent forces. And he never did it. He could do it. But his loyalty was shattered. He remained the chief of army for 10 long days. And the total battle of Mahabharata ended only in 18 days. And he himself revealed to Arjuna on the 9th day of marriage the secret of his death. Can you get such a daring? Any other example from the history of war or a mythologies of any civilization that a chief of army is revealing the secret of his own death to the rival army? Okay, it's too bad. The sum total of what I have explained you is that he was blessed by his parents to die as and when he wanted. But on the bed of but on the bed of thorns, pricked by Arjuna in his body, he did beg for the death, though with certain reservations. Being the eldest character of epic of Mahabharata, and the only example of sacrificing his sexual pleasure for the comfort of his father, Pratibimb, bore his head that character. But for the contradiction he has done, the irrespect he has shown to his teacher, the unfulfilledness he has adopted as a chief of army, revealing the secret of his death to his opponent. Pratibimb had certain reservations, but respecting as a elder and a respectable character of Mahabharata, he is reluctant to spell out what is that, but can't resist to declare him a man of contradiction. Okay? Pratibimb, accept your feedback to be more stronger, to face you with a character from the mythology of India. And for that, regarding this episode, I would like to put certain questions and ask your feedback. What prompted Bhisham Pitamah to have an oath of not to marry throughout his life? What was compulsion for Bhisham Pitamah not to kill any Pandu's brother? What was the urgency for Bhisham Pitamah to reveal his secret of death to Arjuna? Do you agree that death has her own ways to pervade upon? Thank you, gentlemen. Will you be having few minutes to give us your feedback? Thank you.